And we're back for day 9 of the memoir of an undiagnosed baddie. Now, I feel like my body is trying to fight something, and I've taken my zinc. I brewed me my own concoction, and I have been warm, watered up, teed up all day to let this pass, whatever it's supposed to be. Sneak peek at the new studio. I was tired of trying to figure out 80 different things or 80 different backgrounds. And I said, babe, incorporate everything that you do. So I am going to change the order of these. I'm looking at them. And I'm going to put Convo and Co in the middle because these two are like subsidies, like sidebars, but Convo and Co, I believe, is going to go in the middle. And just so you can see, Life Less Than Lies, the picture for that one is save the date because obviously, duh. But I think I got nice and creative with what I wanted to do. I could talk about everything from one place. A lot of times people like continuity and familiarity and seeing the couch, seeing the flowers. I added this cute little, like, I don't even know what it's called, but it's like when you do your own clothes, you have it. It's like for seamstresses and stuff. But what I really would like, I think they're like $400 or $500, is to take my own measurements and get one of my body, just because. Just because. So when I want something, I can just send it to the seamstress and be like, this is me. How many fittings do we need to do? Right? That's luxury. That's luxury. To be able to have that. Shit, to be able to have a seamstress, period, is luxury. I've been in my bed like all day. I was like, ain't no way that I'm in the bed all day. So I know my body's trying to fight something. And the best part I want to do, let's touch on that. The best part about being unemployed is being able to have the luxury to listen to your body. And when you're employed by someone else, you don't really get that luxury. You don't get to say, I need to lounge all day, because people are trying to save up for paid time off. And what I have to get people to realize, like, once you work corporate, and I'm not saying whatever, once you work corporate, I need people to understand terminology and that words mean things. And paid time off literally is paid time off. It doesn't mean you can't take off. It just means your check will be filled with a full check versus no check. And I want people to understand that, because they're like, oh, well, they don't approve my leave and I don't have any paid time off, so I can't. You can fucking go. It's called LWOP, leave without pay. That's what it's called. That's literally what it's called. I got a good call today on my phone. Matter of fact, I had a text the other day. It was like, hey, honey, and I'm looking through all my stuff because I don't erase numbers. And I can't figure out who it is. And the number calls me today, so I said, well, they must know me, so I answered. And it wound up being an old coworker, and we worked with there's 3 of us in this office. We had our own office. And the one coworker that I had known for a long time tried to pit me and her together. One day, we wound up being in there very early by ourselves, probably like 5, 6 o'clock. And we just sat down and we was just rapping. I was like, look, this is what's being said, blah, 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 blah. She was like, can we talk? I was like, yeah. So we got to rapping, and we realized that this other person was trying to pit us against each other. I stepped on my shoulder wrong, and I am over 40, and my shoulder been hurt for like 5 days. But trying to pit us together so we wouldn't work together. Now, once we figured that out that day and got a system fucking rolling, couldn't nobody tell us shit. I'd come in. I was also a very great worker for MPD. I was like one of the only administrative operations assistants that was able to work night shift, so 3rd shift. So whatever time you go in, you do your 8. So if I went in at 9, got off at 5 a.m. If I went in at 10 p.m., got off at 6. It was 7, 6, 7, whatever it is. 10 to 7? No, 10 to 6, 11 to 7. with the flexibility of that. And shout out to all the managers that trust me to do my job, because I did, and I had great customer service, and that's why I was really able to do whatever I wanted to do. But I do want y'all to give me some feedback on my forever, well, I won't say forever set, but my, my new set. I'm learning, I need a light, because I don't think I can really adjust this light, and it's a little too bright in my eyes. But I knew that I had to start giving dimension in the videos. I knew that I had to give some color. I knew that it had to give. So, if you ever see a clip of this and it's ever somewhere, you know that it's your girl Belle. Yeah. So again, today, not as hype because my body is fighting something, but I did want to talk about something that I saw, and this lady was like, she had open heart surgery, and she was single at the time. And one of her friends stopped by. She was like, me and a friend was cool, but we wasn't, tight, but she stopped by, and the friend was like, what do you need? She said, honestly, I need to shower. And the girl was like, bet, what you need? And she said, this friend had never seen her naked, never, because as women, we will get dressed, undressed in front of each other, stuff like that. And she was like, this one had never seen me naked, hadn't been my friend for like a very long time. And I don't want to misquote on the time, so I'm not going to say the time, but it wasn't a long time. She said she did everything. And she said, because I had open heart surgery, I couldn't lift my arms higher than this. Because I had open heart surgery, I couldn't do anything with my feet, ass, nothing. She said, and she bathed me so well, lotioned her, did everything she needed to do, and put her back in the bed. And so she said she was so thankful. And I remember when I was in my coma, and I'm not going to, it was in there was Lene. Lene literally was my social worker while I was in the bed learning how to eat again. Shout out to Lene. Christiana, my sister Alexis, Robin, I will say that. Who else? As far as my homegirls, those were the ones that was there. But that's not to discredit anybody else who wouldn't be there. I never told Ashley, because Ashley's grandfather was dying at the same time. And I did not want her to bear the weight of me possibly dying around the same time her grandfather died. Her grandfather, once after that happened, her grandfather did wind up passing away a couple months after I started to walk again. But the ladies that were in my life, definitely, even if they couldn't get to Baltimore every day, shout out to St. Agnes, they saved my life. And I think about that shit every day. And I need to get back into Pilates to stretch my body and to do all of the things. I really need a sponsor. And I was just thinking about, company that I've had here, how the studio was coming together. I've just had time to lay and think today. But I know I'm getting sick because I didn't lay and scroll, baby. It was sleep. But I'm thankful for the people. I'm thankful for my village that I built. And I'm thankful that they love me through all the undiagnosed shit that I be going on. One thing for certain, two things for sure. I love my friends, and I'll go to war with them and for them. And I hope y'all know that. Yeah, I would. And I'm either not going to get caught or I'm going to have a good lawyer. And that's what I want people to start listening to me to. My Venus sign is Libra. If you know anything that is for, really your sexuality, femininity, and your justice, babe, all of this helps everything. Being the best version of yourself, face forward, dress up, look good, love yourself. That's always what I'm gonna preach. I want people to be able to use what they got to get what they want, as corny and cliche as it sounds. Even in your older age,